All right, good morning. We are continuing to work with our fractions. Our last time we worked with adding and subtracting those fractions. Today we're doing Po17, multiplying fractions by fractions. So, good news is when multiplying fractions, we don't need common denominators. That's just the adding and subtracting. When we multiply and divide fractions, we don't need common denominators anymore. Just add and subtract, we need that. So, why is that? Well, let's look at this. Let me see if I can. All right, so 1/2 times 1/4. Think of 1/2 of 1/4. Because when we multiply, another word for that multiplying is of. 1/2 of 1/4 means 1/2 times 1/4. So if we have, it was working earlier. Why is it not working? Mrs. Leach even helped me get it to work. So let's see if we can get this working. Let's try this real quick. All right, now it's working. So we have 1/2 of our bar, and then we want 1/4, or sorry, 1/2 of 1/4. So we have it broken into those fourths, 1/4. Now we want 1/2 of that 1/4. So we have to break all of those fourths into halves. So it turns into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces, and we wanted one of them. Because we took 1/2 of that fourth. Now let's think of 5/6 of 2/3. So we're going to break it into 2/3. So 2/3 would be this amount, right? 2 out of the 3. And we want 5/6 of it. So we need to break it into 6 pieces. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we want 5 of those pieces. So we break this into those. So we can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry. We end with, that would be 10/18, and we need to simplify it. So we have 5/9. So we have the 5 pieces out of 9. So if we were to multiply it straight across, we would have had 10/18, but we simplify it down, and we can see that we have 5/9. So is there a shortcut? Oh my. A shortcut to, oh my goodness, this one. A shortcut to this so we don't have to do it visually with the bars. We can just do that multiplying across that I just showed us. So we multiply straight across. That's step 1. What is my step 2? Gonna always do that last step. Moses, say it louder. Simplify. Our final step is always to see, can I simplify it? So, multiply straight across. 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 8 is 32. Biggest mistake people make here is they get the multiplication facts wrong. So always check your math with that multiplication table. Make sure you're multiplying correctly. Second biggest mistake people make is they give us common denominators. We do not need common denominators for this. You just multiply across. Don't overcomplicate it. Multiply across. It's that easy. Then we have to see, can I simplify? Is there anything I can divide out of 15 that I can also divide out of 32? Joy's right, she gave me a thumbs down. There is not any factor that they share that we can divide out. Let's try our next one. I like to circle them so I remember that I am multiplying across. 1 times 2 is 2. 6 times 7 is 42. Oh my goodness, Mr. Schultz is such a visionary. 2 over 42. Can I simplify it? Joy gave me a thumbs up. What can I divide out of 2 that I can also divide out of 42, Vinny? 2. I can divide a 2 out. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 42 divided by 2 is 21. Is there anything I can divide out of 1 and 21? No. That's as simple as we get. So I circle my final answer so we can show clearly which fraction is our answer. You're going to do the rest of these on your own. Multiply straight across. Simplify if you can. Sometimes it's already simple. Sometimes we have to simplify it. On the bottom, we have some word problems. Here's the deal with the word problems. We're doing the same math. So what are we going to do in these problems? What operation are we going to do, Jack? Multiply. Okay, so your family orders a pizza and gives you half of it. When you split it evenly with your pet cat, ooh, they must really like pizza. What fraction of the original pizza do you eat? So if you split it evenly with your cat, what fraction are we going to multiply it by? Michael? 1/4. So you and your cat, how many people are we splitting it between? How many? Cat's not really a person, but we'll call him a person. How many people are we splitting it between? 1. You and the cat. So how many is that? 2. We have to make 2 groups. So what are we going to, what fraction would that be? You get how much of that? Fernanda? No. If you get half the pizza, then you take your section, how much are you going to divide it into? We said 2 parts. So how many of those 2 parts do you get? You get half of it. So you have a half and you split it with your cat. So you have 1/2 times 1/2. So you have to know how to figure out which fractions you're multiplying together. You inherit a large plot of land from your grandparents. Your mom gets 1/6 of the original plot. What fraction would that be? If your mom gets 1/6 of the original plot. Moses? 1/6. And you get 1/8 of her share. What fraction is that? Joy? 1/8. What fraction of the original plot of land do you own? So you have to multiply your fractions. Second question. Ooh, second step. If the original plot is worth $96,000. How much is your plot going to be worth? So you have to figure out how much land do you get, what's the fraction, and then we're going to multiply that by that $96,000 over 1. Multiply your answer fraction with that $96,000 to see how much money your land is worth. So this one, you're gonna have 2 answers. One is the fraction that you get for your land. The second is the cost of your fraction of the land. Any questions on today's assignment? So the straight up math that we're doing, where we're multiplying our fractions straight across, that's a little bit easier. When we come to the word problems, always have to try to figure out what fractions you're using, and then what do we have to do to answer the final question. So this one isn't just what fraction of land do you get. Now we have to take it a step further and give me the money amount. When you are finished with your math page, because it's just a 1-pager today, right? Yeah, it's a 1-pager. Khan Academy is due tomorrow. Packet number 2 is due tomorrow. Getting tested on your mysteries of the rosary. I passed back some practice works to some people that we need to correct from Friday's retake day. Some of us have practice work we're still working on. Tomorrow is a retake day. So get any practice works done. If I did not talk to you about your Friday retakes, it means you're good. You passed them, you're good. Any practice works I just passed back are the ones that we're going to practice some more on. So make sure that you're checking. If you want to come and check with me to see if you're all good with your retakes, you can come up and double check with me. So this is a quiet work time. Calm and quiet. We've got lots of stuff for people to work on. If you are watching this at home, I hope you are well. And I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like and subscribe.